You should make 30 to 50% annually on your money. Here's how I do it. Here's how you can do this too. First thing, understand that things like high yield savings are a complete joke. I make double that before I even do anything with my money. And how I do that is with what's called a HECV life insurance policy. I am not an advisor. I have nothing to pitch or sell you here. What you need to know about life insurance is 95% of what advisors are incentivized to sell is not good for you when it comes to growing wealth. I use a high early cash value, dividend paying life policy, the kind that the banks buy, not that normal everyday citizens buy, even though they can. So step one, I do that. I make more than 10% on my money before I even do anything. The second step is it's a policy you can borrow against the cash value. Like when you have a home that you own, you can get a HELOC against it, okay? But with a cash value life insurance policy, you don't buy tons of insurance. You buy the least amount that you can, virtually nothing. And you fund the cash value side, and you can get a line of credit against it, 100% loan to value. But the really cool thing is my policy grows at 10.4% annually, and my line of credit's at 5%. So I'm hedging inflation, and I can borrow against my own asset, lend myself capital before I do anything, okay? Third thing that I do is I buy cash flow with that line of credit. I go into two things, passive real estate, and I go into oil. Why would I go into those? Because I can take an oil investment and I can write off that investment against my earned income, virtually the entire thing. So if you make $100,000 in a year, for example, and you invest $100,000 that you have saved up into oil, you can write it off in the year you invest up to 100% of that. You can completely eliminate your tax basis down to zero, okay? So while you're working with a financial advisor, people are telling you you got to pay taxes and capital gains and all this different stuff, you just need to play the game that most people don't know, and you need to educate yourself on it. Stop investing the way that everyday Americans invest. Invest the way institutional money invest. Invest the way the banks invest. So get yourself a high early cash value, dividend paying whole life policy. There's only a few dozen advisors in the entire United States that are actually allowed to sell these types of policies. The rest don't think it exists. Step two, you want to lend yourself capital against it because it continues going up in value. You borrow against it, and every year it goes up in value, you can increase your line of credit. And step three, buy cash flow, oil, real estate, because these oil funds effectively allow me to then generate 30 to 50% on my money every year using this strategy.